hit by that hurricane. So he wasn't sure if he was going to have power.
But if you want to create a new room, that'd be great, right?
Oh, I,
With
I,
with opening.
I do have one. It's called Monday Madness.
Oh, there it is. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, there can't be that many game rooms out there.
Nope, you're
Not
right.
that many people playing.
I just didn't see it.
Yeah, that's okay. So, all right. It looks like the live stream is going. So, greetings, fellow wargamers and history buffs. We are here at the Battle of Moscowa. We are at the partway through the 9 o'clock turn. And so, if you're just tuning in, we'll catch you up a little bit on what's been going on. So, we'll start over on the east side of the map. The French made a very large commitment over here. They have got the bulk of their heavy cavalry under the command of a certain Marshal Murat coming over here, swinging through the woods towards Utitsa. And they also have the entire 1st Division under Marshal Davout over here, too. So they're definitely going for the sort of hook around the Russian left wing. The Russians did not see fit to contest Utitsa and instead have pulled back and are using the terrain to kind of slow the French while they are able to hopefully deploy in a position that can hold off the onslaught for a while. Same thing there in the center. The Bagration Fletches were abandoned as and deemed not really worth the trouble of holding it, since the French had sufficient forces to outflank it and move against it. So the Russians pulled back there. Moving in through that center part are various and sundry light cavalry and Ney's Corps, which is over here on this side. Um, the uh, the Russians have been moving stuff around. We've got some reserves here behind the little village of Semenoysky and the Great Redoubt. And there's been a fair amount of artillery exchanges kind of going back and forth between the Great Redoubt and a few of the other batteries that are set up here. Where there's been a lot more action is over here on the French left, the Russian right, where there was some cavalry battles up here in the Zaccarino area, and that has seen the French push back and withdraw. And the Russians have got a fair number of cavalry regiments over there moving infantry associated with the 4th Corps under Tolstoy and pushing up against Eugene's corps, sort of to the west of Borodino. And so that's kind of the excitement that's been happening. It looks like Junot's corps here is kind of potentially on the linchpin, maybe to go help out Eugene or to help against the Great Redoubt. It's kind of in a position where it could do one or the other, but not both necessarily. And that's kind of where things stand at this particular time. And we've got Grim Harbinger is on the line and says, "Ooh, cavalry in the woods." Yes, cavalry in the woods. Well, particularly if they're Cossacks in skirmish order, it makes it very good. And greetings. Yes, hopefully things are fine and dandy for you out in the UK. Thanks for tuning in at a very late hour or early hour, depending on how you look at it. We've got a few other
And there are
people who have
miles of
hopped in.
Polish coming up the road, the old Smolensk road too.
Oh, yes, yes. And then we do have Poniatowski's Poles coming up the old Smolensk road towards Utitsa. So the French have got boatloads of stuff out here. There's going to be no shortage of things. And so the job for the Russians is to do their best to hold the line, hold them off, and slow down the juggernaut that is all of that.
It's kind of a glorious part of the game, seeing that kind of roll up that road, realistically, as opposed to just, you know, miraculously flying up that road. It's all pieced out 4 increments at a time.
Yes, yes. Yeah, and so they're making their way progressively up the road towards their destiny
And
there.
interestingly, they put all the guns at the rear, basically, if I'm reading this right.
Uh, well, some of them come on um, after the infantry reinforcements
Ah,
come in. So part of it has to do with their order, and usually that's how they would have deployed them. Most of the time, you're not marching with your guns in the front. Usually, it's your light cavalry, which is what happened. They've got this light cavalry out here on the old Smolensk Road. That's all part of that Fifth Corps under Piatowski. Um, and
it's going
then
to take hours to unstage all that.
yeah. It takes time because he still has one more infantry regiment to bring on before he brings on the guns. So it's going to take time to bring all that stuff up. Um, and that's why, like in other games, if the French don't take this sort of attack through the Utitska forest, kind of hitting Utitsa from the from the west, the Russians can put up a fight here around Utitsa, fighting like a delaying action against the Poles, um, and then slowly retreat up the road through like this little gap here in the Utitsa Kurgan area. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a decent um, option for the Russians. But since we could see that Davout was moving everything through the woods there was no point in trying to hold Utitsa. They would have gotten cut off. So yeah, when we had played this before, we played it with the using the special rules that are part of the game, which prohibit Napoleon from moving unless you roll like a 66 during the special
Mm-hmm.
phase. And so that kind of really keeps the French on a pretty short leash. It doesn't take very long until you've kind of reached the end of your reach with the keeping the corps commanders active. And then after that, everything's just activating by division. And you do get to a fairly historical result with that. But we're a little bit more liberal here with this
Mm-hmm.
game. So for better or for
Sort of a
worse.
more of a what if Napoleon hadn't been so
Well,
Well,
I
not only Napoleon, but everybody.
Yeah,
If everyone was
everybody.
feeling
Honestly,
better. Yeah.
honestly, I don't think it would have mattered with such the French superior commander and the leadership we have right now. We're gonna win. It's not gonna be historical.
Well, and I've never played this, but I know this was like the first La Bataille game that Larry
Oh, really?
Groves had put together. Yeah, back in the 70s, this was the first La Bataille.
That's cool.
And so I know lots of people that played it with, premier rules, which had no command control. It was just whatever you can move in 10 minutes kind of a thing. And
Kill me now.
so, yeah, and so but apparently it was pretty much a slugfest back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Mhm,
So it
mhm.
wasn't such a one-sided affair. And so I know that when we played it there back, I guess it's 3 years ago now, it definitely was more in favor of the French. But a lot of that was because the Russians, they stuck around in Utitsa and tried to fight out there. They stuck around in the Bagration Fletches and got pummeled. And then the French, we had Marat out on the west side over there by Borodino. And so then we had the bulk of the cavalry over there, and we had a lot of great and glorious cavalry battles because John Minchin, you think you're aggressive, Rick? You haven't met John. John, I think he's, we should just call him Blucher there. He's, once he gets a little piece of you there, he doesn't let go. He's pretty brutal. So
I just throw counters at stuff and see what happens.
that's how it works. It's the old, spaghetti system. Throw enough counters at it and see what sticks or what breaks through. Well, speaking of things sticking, how is everybody doing? I'm glad that you were able to join us, David. You didn't get washed away or blown away or some combination of the two.
It's been a pretty interesting 4 days, but
Where you at again, David?
I'm in Pickens, South Carolina. I went through the hurricane.
Nice.
I have about a dozen trees down, and one of them hit the house and is still leaning against it.
Oh no! So it's done some damage.
A little bit. It's buckled the roof up a little bit at that corner, that front corner, and it still seems to be intact enough that it's not leaking or anything like that. We haven't had much rain since, but
Wow.
have no indication of any leaking right at the moment. But on that, we were kind of lucky, got power back in 40 hours. There are a lot of people around us that are not so lucky, and they're saying it's going to be the weekend before they get power back.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, we were out for 40 hours, and
how are the roads around you?
well, they're getting them cleared. There were lots and lots of trees down. Because before the hurricane came barreling through, we had a front stalled on top of us and dropped a bunch of rain so that it saturated the ground, so that when the wind hit, it just started popping trees out all over the place.
Wow.
So.
And does the city come through and remove that tree for you, or do you have to pay to have it removed?
I have to pay to have that removed. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's just getting on somebody's schedule to do it. I think we may have a guy coming tomorrow, so we'll see on that.
Have chainsaw, will travel.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well,
I'm
this
sure
one,
the prices aren't
unfortunately,
going through the roof.
yeah. This one, unfortunately, is not just a chainsaw to do it. You're going to you need some equipment on it because it's.
Oh, I was joking.
It's like 100-foot tree, and it's leaned up against the house. It's like 100-foot pine, and they're. I've got the house itself is 3 stories there, and so it's.
That probably helped it. Honestly.
Yeah, actually, it probably did. It didn't.
Yeah, because it didn't fall as far that way.
1.8 meters per second squared.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
well, I had mentioned to you in my comment that at least you get some firewood out of it, but with it being that big, you might be able to build your own little redoubt there. Keep the neighbors away.
Get that, and the rest of them that fell down. And just, definitely having a couple redoubts in the front yard.
Yeah.
Put up a readout. Find yourself a used Parrot gun somewhere. Put it in there.
Yeah. Now we only had about 70-mile-an-hour winds. I think they got close to 100-mile-an-hour up by Asheville.
Oh wow!
With the flooding that between the French Broad River and then there's another river that comes in at Asheville there. They both French Broad was 16 feet over its normal and 26 feet on the other one. And literally
crazy.
It wiped out half of Asheville. Man.
Wow.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah, I saw pictures.
That is so brutal.
I have a friend who is moving up to Wyoming. His family's living up there already. 92 degrees today in Wyoming. And high winds and a forest fire broke out, and it's heading toward where they live. And he's like,
we've experienced, when I used to live in Wyoming, we had 100-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Just, I was in California.
Fun and games.
Forest fires.
Yep.
Right.
Well,
so a couple things I wanted to bring up before. Okay, so we needed to decide about this artillery of the Guard that's a.
Yeah. So I sent Brennan a note about that just to take a look and see. So I didn't know if you had an opinion on that matter, or if you'd seen something.
I read through the scenario rules fairly carefully. It was like 5.3.6.
Right.
My reading of it was that the author's original intent probably was to limit the group called the Guard Artillery to the Guard Horse Artillery and the main batteries of the reserve. But there's definitely enough room in the language if one wants to read it much more broadly and just say like any Guard Artillery.
Well, now
that was my reading.
And if you actually look at the scenario rules, they talk about the center battery, and this is the only artillery that Guard artillery that is in one of those 3 batteries that's out front. And it does say the above units of the center battery, though part of the Young Guard, are considered released for the duration of the game. And the act of releasing in that special rules means that they could be assigned as an Army asset.
Oh, that's cool. Now, then we'd only have an issue with the other Young Guard guns that you've been bringing up, kedging, that would still be attached to the Young Guard. So it's identifying the, 2 Young Guard guns?
And actually, the only Guard guns I have there are the 4 they mention in the center battery. The other Young Guard artillery is still with the Young Guard down there.
Okay, let me take a look.
You guys aren't lawyers, are you?
I only play one on television.
Gotta start hiring them.
You guys
So first, second, third, and
so the first and the third old VG old Guard are this one and this one.
right.
And the 2 Young Guard, the second Young Guard and the third Young Guard are that one and that
Ah, okay. I thought that they were ones that you were kedging up, so that's why I was confused. I'm like, what's going on here? Okay, cool. No worries.
So all right, so those 4 of them. And the other thing I just wanted to I know Brennan and I have been playing with this here, and I thought we've been playing this in our game in Ligny, but I thought we were playing it here too, that if 2 battalions of the same regiment are stacked, it doesn't have the 3 penalty. Is that the way we've been playing, Brennan?
Yes, I think it's explicit in the special rules here. There's a thing called a grand closed column where if it's the regiment, same regiment, there's no penalty.
Okay, good. Thank you for the clarification.
Okay.
Thank you
While
for
we're
the
on the subject
clarification.
of differences with Ligny, also in Ligny, the villages give infantry a front instead of a flank. And this one, theoretically, I don't think they do. Not that we haven't been playing it that way, but
well, actually, we have a little bit at Borodino. We did do that.
Yeah. It's kind of more fun. Like the villages in Russia in 1812 were more loosely open and wooden buildings rather than the heavy stone farmhouses in Belgium. So for interest, maybe we don't use villages giving
And actually, I noticed that the cultivated does not block line of sight in this one.
Correct.
That's correct. Yeah, it just slows down the cavalry and the artillery. It doesn't block it.
Yeah.
I still am a little puzzled by the fact that being in general order, terrain doesn't give you any defensive bonus. Like all the other rule sets, you don't have to make a pre-military round check if you are in general order terrain. But here in both Regs and Marie Louise, it doesn't seem to be the case unless you're in a special structure or something that's identified in the rules as such.
The main benefit of general order terrain in Regs 30 is that the zones of control don't extend into it, so you can freely come and go and freely route away. It's like a little different.
Okay.
And you have to figure out different mechanics for defense benefit in it.
Yeah, and
Like
so
a
that's
slightly
something that I'm
different.
just like, oh, okay, I gotta wrap my mind around something different than in like all the other series. It's like, oh, I've been only playing this for 40 years and this is what you could do. And now suddenly, what? So, okay, cool.
Also, specifically in Borodino, the orchards and villages are loosely built and loosely grown. So you're actually using columns and lines in those terrain types. The only general terrain is forest and mark.
Yes, yeah. Okay, well, I think we got
Which
that
is
all
fun.
sorted
It
out.
makes
Yeah.
for an open battlefield instead of a dense battlefield. Like it's quite different terrain than Belgium.
Yes, there's a lot fewer vegetable gardens to go pillage, and the roads aren't nearly as good as they are in Belgium. So I'm sure these guys were wishing they were in Belgium. All right, well, cool. We got that sorted out. I think it's time to go up to the Cup of Fate and see what we can find. So anybody want to have a pinch there? Leaders. All right. Well, the French want to move that. I presume the French pulled it out. You guys can move your leaders.
Can we jump down to coalition headquarters for a minute here on the leaders? There's a few adjustments I'd like to chat about.
Sure.
Before you do that, can I ask you a question real quick? Marat, do I move him now or can I wait and move him with one of the cores?
So Marat.
Either way.
Yeah,
Marat.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Normally he would move now.
He moves now? Okay.
Yeah. And I thought you already put him with the. Oh no, have those guys been activated yet? Yeah, I don't know. Just for the sake of convenience, move him when you move your other guys. But
Okay.
if we were playing with rules lawyers,
I'd move him now. Okay.
You'd move him now. Yes.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'll just move him now so I learn the rules.
Yeah, it's not bad practice, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Cool. All right. Well, there we go. What's up, Brennan?
A couple of things. First one is, Mitch, we talked about moving Barclay.
Mm-hmm.
You don't necessarily need to move him this turn, but in the next little while, if he could move, you got your Molov coming down when the guard activates, so maybe this is the right time to move him. He could almost go, you want him on top of some artillery somewhere so he could help out. He could almost go to like this hex or something.
Okay. I'm down with that.
And because your Molov is coming down. And then, Eric, another thing, not to worry about too much, but to think about over the next couple of turns, the French are beginning to advance their 12-pounder long-range artillery up towards the main center mass.
Yep.
And you could conceivably catch everybody back out of the way to get out of their range and allow our heavy artillery to just pick up against the 12-pounders. You could do that now or next turn or next couple of turns.
So what you're talking about, the 27th Division?
Yes.
Okay.
And the 12th. And also the cavalry, Seaver's cavalry.
Okay.
What about
Yeah.
Lykachev? Should I continue to move him towards R12?
He should go over beyond our
Kapsevich.
Kapsevich should move past R4C because you're going to want to bring the division in around
like
R4C.
straight back or down to the southeast?
Southeast-ish, like here or here kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And that'll pull all those guys past the road.
Exactly.
Okay. What about any ADCs? Should we move any ADCs?
Hmm, 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 hmm. You know, their job is to go rescue people who are uh, getting like little lost sheep kind of people.
Or if we lose a leader,
Right.
command, like a general.
We seem to be in pretty good command shape for the moment, so I think you know, I don't think
You
we
never
need
know
to-
when a 66 is going to get rolled and they're in the wrong side.
Exactly. Yeah. Like one place that could benefit from an ADC would be this battalion over here, but are we really going to burn a whole command point just to get the one battalion clear? Probably not.
Yeah, I think the key there is to get the French out of that church, and then I can move them in.
Yep, and
Exactly.
he can just,
So he
yep.
just
Whereas the other one's positioned well to fire.
yeah. Those are some of the thoughts.
Okay.
Thanks, folks.
Okay.
I guess we can go up to the lobby and do a movie.
Yep. All right. Who's moving where, what, and how? Am I speaking to people?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sometimes Discord does weird things. So, are the French moving leader people? Looks like Rick has done his big exciting move. I can see where the French are planning to be. All right.
Let's see.
Yeah, it's definitely a power move.
Oh, indeed, without a doubt.
How's the heat down in LA, by the way? Area.
Oh, it's been actually lovely. We've had really nice days. Hasn't been hot. It's been kind of cool in the morning, kind of foggy even. And then by later afternoon, it's maybe in the high 70s, maybe 80 or something like that, 79 or 80. So it's very pleasant. Have you started to get socked in with colder weather up there in beautiful Santa Cruz?
No, I mean, it was over the weekend, it was generally 60 something. So it's a little cold, but today was in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah, so
cute.
it's
What you
nice.
California people refer to as cold weather. That's cute.
It's so true. Very true.
Yeah, well, you know, it is what it is. We do what we do.
It's not easy being green.
It's not. It's not easy at all.
Yeah, I remember when I moved to Illinois and I got out, slipped right off the bat on some black ice. I'm like, what the hell?
Ooh.
It's freezing. I had nothing. I ended up having to get out my snowboarding gear, gloves and boots. It's like, oh, I don't have anything for this.
Yeah, for those of us that are Southern California or just California people for the most part, unless you're in the Sierras or something like that, we are at a bit of a loss for what to
Yeah.
do.
We don't
when
do
it
snow well.
snows.
We don't do rain well.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really the clothing, right?
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
in driving.
yeah, definitely the driving part.
Yeah, there's definitely bad drivers. I think that's everywhere, though.
It always seems the first rain of the season, you know, it's like everyone forgot what rain was. We haven't seen it in 9 months. What is this? So,
Look at all that water people are splashing through. I'll
Yeah.
keep going 60 miles an hour. It's
Yeah,
cool.
Exactly.
Yeah, start driving by flipped cars.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't help the fact that we've got so much gunk that's built up on the highway since the last time it rained that it turns it all into a big oil slick. So,
When stuff freezes in South Carolina and places like that, though, it's a different beast than freezing in Wyoming. It just ain't the same.
oh, I'm sure. I mean,
It's
you've just got the cold winds blowing down from Canada, eh?
Mhm.
So, All right. Well, has everyone moved their little leader people around?
Not quite. I will.
And my office mate is moving to Sheridan, Wyoming.
I lived there for 3 years.
Oh, wow.
It's nice as it gets.
Yeah, they have, they own some property up there, so they're looking forward to it. And
If you get the chance to go out and see them, it's probably worth it.
Oh, good. Well, I'll make an excuse.
Named after, I presume, Union General Phil Sheridan?
I don't know.
Well, didn't he take over the cavalry out there across the west during the expansion? I thought Sheridan was involved with all of that. The Indian Wars there following the Civil War.
I feel like that's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
Philip Sheridan. There's Sheridan County, Kansas, Montana, Nebraska, and Wyoming.
There you go. Sort of the
Speaking of the Civil War, my buddy-
Alexandria of
Yeah.
of the Great Plains there.
One of my buddies was playing Goss with us. This week he's playing at a gaming convention, and they're playing Great Battles of the American Civil War,
Mm-hmm.
which I thought was an interesting choice, being Europeans, but that was all right. Go for it.
Okay, I think my officer moves are done.
Has anybody heard of, my son and I were talking about it today, a gun called the Kalthoff repeater?
No.
It's the first repeating firearm designed for that was brought into military service back in 1630. I didn't even know.
Hmm.
And it's an interesting design. You kind of pull out the trigger guard, and when you pull the trigger guard out, it drops the powder into the breech, and then you pull it back, and then it drops a ball in front of the powder. And then it had some kind of automatic mechanism which would put powder into the pan.
Huh.
And they built like 130 of them, and they used them in the 1640s at the defense of Copenhagen, and freaked out people. But I was reading, they proved to be kind of too complicated and tended to break, and you had to be a gunsmith to fix them.
Yeah, that
So-
sounds about right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Everybody got all their little leader people moved around, shuffled about.
Yeah. Actually, that
Oh,
one.
but why I brought that up is because William brought up something, and I didn't know about it. That there's some kind of tall tale about Napoleon being scared of an air rifle. Has anybody heard?
Oh,
something
yeah,
like
that's a load of hokum.
that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said it was, but I'd never heard of it.
Yeah, no, there's lots of rumors about how he, the Austrians, and there weren't even that many Austrians that had them. But yes, the Austrian Grenzers, their Jaegers, some of them had an air rifle, but not terribly practical. And I think the Baker rifles that the British had did more damage than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there was an early air rifle back then. So, all right. We're not going to tell you what the secret weapon that the Russians have. We're deploying it here. It's our Katushin rockets that are deployed, off map.
Yeah.
We just call in the airstrike there.
Well, some Neville warfers might be pretty effective.
There you go.
Especially if they're firing against naval vessels, man.
Okay, I'm gonna
That's
draw
my
a chit
favorite
here.
card.
All
Okay.
right. We got the
It's French Moo Chit number 8.
Eight.
Number 8.
Okay, that's say that'll take
all right.
2/10 of a second.
All right, I'm gonna pull another one here, and we got
So
Number
Hussein
9. French number
Ah.
9.
that's
here.
probably another one that's gonna take about 2 seconds.
To
All right, so let's see. He's
Reading about those American and British battleships at Normandy, they didn't really deploy them that close to the coast. I think that's sort of maybe the underlying principle that's a little bit weird in that game, is that the battleships would have been further
right.
from the coast, and that would have limited their inborn range, but they wouldn't have been subject to much in the way of mines or. So I kind of like the abstracted rules on those ships that are used in Goth. But it does give the option, I guess, if you want to really pull them up close, then they should be subject to German guns.
Yeah.
But then they'd have a huge range inland.
Yeah, I like Goss a lot.
Right on. Finally had a good turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Doing some good.
Robert, are you finished with Hussein?
yes.
Time for another chit.
There it is. French 10.
French 10. We're just getting them all here in a row. That's Pajol, I think. David's just putting the
I'm still-
finishing
I'm
touches
s-
on number 9 there.
Yeah, I'm still doing that. Let's put
Grab another.
I think that's in order.
That was a question.
Go ahead.
Do you want to grab another?
Please.
Yes. Why don't you go ahead and pull one, Brennan?
French.
French 2. That's over there with, that's Rick's Happy People.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can look 2 different directions at the same time.
Not Sute.
No, Sute.
Shall I pull another one?
Well, as long as it's, well, at this point, it's probably going to be another French one. Although there's a few Russian ones left in there.
Let me try. Michael wants to move.
I think Michael already did.
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
How about the 8th Corps?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, I don't think that.
We got a French 3.
French
French
3,
three.
that's also out here on the west
That's
side
fine.
of the map. Yeah.
Can I pull another one till we get a chit?
Call the Russian chits out.
There's French 6. That's probably the 8th Corps. Michael, that's you.
Yeah, that is me. Sweet.
There's something to watch.
I gotta shake the rust off of what I wanted to do.
I've got my spyglass out. Bakhturov is watching.
So for this guy right here, he's going to cross the ford, but I'm not going to make the roll. I'm just going to take the worst movement points or movement potential hit because he's only going to move 2 more hexes.
So, Rick, do you want to go to drop down to another room?
Sure.
Okay. Cool. Do.
All right, let's take a look who Non-Cite has. He has Jacques, Pierre, Nowitzki, Saint Germain, and Valence.
Yep.
So So I'm gonna look at the guys up front. Saint Germain.
That's a couple of heavies that are up there, it looks like.
And a light cat lancer.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then, let's see. Did you say Valence?
Yeah.
Right, so that's the other heavies that are just a little bit further back behind.
Mm-hmm.
And then, did you say Pier?
Yeah.
He's over
All the
here.
light cab stuff. Yeah.
He's over there by the marsh.
So I'll do the forward stuff first, I think.
Cool.
So we know where the man is. He's right there. So this guy, oh, it's you, Bob. Gonna go here.
Okay.
Don't know if you can react with anything like
I'm in
Cav,
skirmish, so I can't
yeah.
do a reaction charge.
Yeah. I go to there.
Sure.
And I'm gonna go to there.
Yep. You have to stop when you get there.
Yep. And then these guys. Oh, it's you, Bob. I go 1, 2, 3 to there. I think those are all his. Oh no, here's the guy hiding. 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all his. Yeah. I'm just gonna move him to there. Next we have Valence. Valence. Do I need him for anything spectacular? No, not yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just running him up to there. This guy's gonna run up to there. Getting the same formation. Do you want the light cav on top, or it doesn't really matter? It's just who takes the first damage.
Yeah, I don't think it matters, and it's whoever's got. Usually, you want whoever's got the better morale on top. I would think the crosshairs are going to have a better morale than the lancers.
Yeah, that's cool. They're good. These guys are gonna move up to there. I'm gonna do that, and I'm getting paranoid, so keep my camera guy back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna move all the artillery up there. And then the light cap guys. Where is his commander? Oh, this guy. Oh, there he is. All right. Swamp costs.
Let's see. Swamp for cavalry. Marsh. It's 7. Where are you at now? Over there with Pier, I suppose?
Yeah. These guys are going to move to there.
Okay.
And these guys are going to go 7, 8. And they're going to declare a charge.
Okay. Can you charge a swamp? A unit in the swamp?
Can I go in this? Can I? I don't know. I know I could rush. But yeah, let's look before
Let's
I
take a
do
look.
something stupid.
Marsh. Cavalry may not charge into or through marsh hexes. You may not
That's just
pursue
wrong.
retreating units into a marsh hex.
That's just wrong.
Yeah. Now, brush
move
you
there.
can if it's the first hex.
First
but,
hex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But marshes, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I put them there, because they can't go into square. It was just like, okay, I'll park them there. And then you've got to use your infantry to kind of force them out.
Yeah.
They're really not good. They're really not good for much of anything else.
Rude. All right, let's bring these guys up. You're just mean to me.
I am mean to you.
Oh no, I can't move them. They're out of command. All right.
So then after, if you're done with Nausute, then the third chit came up. So then I guess that's who else? That's then the other guy down there.
Yeah.
Latour Malberg. That's going to be
Oh, I'll have to
else.
move this guy. Where he's going to move to there, to there, to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so Nowalski and Jacques all have, and Pierre all have to go to Bruyere, and Bruyere has to go all the way up to Nansite. Okay.
Oh, okay. So Bruyère's here, and then he's connecting everybody else. Yeah, that sounds about right. I have enough trouble keeping track of my line of command stuff, let alone trying to keep track of yours.
Come on, what are you trying to say? All right, let's go
what
ahead.
I'm trying to say is that it's easier to do this at a convention where we're playing every day, 6, 10, 8 hours a day. You're like, oh yeah, okay, I got that down. Just like now, once a week, I'm like, oh, who are these people again? Where am I? What's going on?
I know. It's so good.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to move these guys. Just gonna move them up to there. He's gonna stay there. Those guys are gonna stay there. I think. 2, 3, 4. We'll move him to there. Where's his guns? That's funny. They're way back there.
They're probably way back there. I think the poles are probably lapping them at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So he'll just stay there. He has to be within 6. So he is going to move up to there. And he can go down to 6, right? To his divisions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. It trace 6 to the divisional leaders, and then from the divisional leaders, it's 3 to their units.
So he's probably going to have to move to there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 5, 6. Okay. I'm gonna move him to there. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that will put him out of command. Mother Hucker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, he's gonna have to stay. All right, I think I'm done with those guys. All right,
Cool.
the rest is out of command because that's how I roll.
Well, you have a certain luxury in that your cavalry to Russian cavalry, you outnumber me, probably 10-1. So I think you can probably get away with a few people being out of command.
Yeah, it's more my artillery's all out of command.
Yeah. Well, that's just because
And
of
how
the-
I play, I'm not using them anyway, so it's okay.
Grand batteries, we'll leave that to somebody else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
grand batteries.
That's a
are for-
Napoleon thing.
That
It's all
is.
good.
That is. We'll let him push little wheeled things around.
Never
All
get into the
right.
fight. All right, see you up there.
Yep. All right. We've finished all of our exciting moves out there. You guys are still redeploying people here? Oh, lots of people. It's looking very exciting over there, Mike.
Wow, did we just draw almost all our chits? Jesus.
It looks like we had, well, let's see, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. So let's.
I'm a
Hey, it's one for us, but that's Mitch's, and he's kind of opposite where Junot is. So we'll wait, I guess, on Junot to finish before that one moves.
I would think so.
Yeah.
But if somebody wants to pull another one, we can see what happens.
We can. It's probably another Russian chit, I imagine. Nope, it's a French one. Number 11. Okay, so we will just kind of wait. They're kind of stacked up there.
Who is 11?
I suspect it's got to be one of yours, isn't it? Didn't you usually have, wasn't that like one of the guards or something? One of your light guns out here? Did it already get pulled?
Or I might have.
Well, he's already moved, right? But normally Guyot or Guyot.
He
was
was
who you
11
had.
was there's 12, there's 2, 10, 3, 11 was Colbert.
Oh, okay. He hasn't moved. Yeah.
Okay, so he where okay, so where
So Colbert's over
I
here, right?
yeah. Okay. So and Colbert he's got
I'm sad to tell my French compatriots I cannot charge cavalry into swamp. That makes me sad.
Let's see. What else can't you? I don't think you
They
can
don't
charge into the woods either.
You don't have special amphibious horses.
Well, the French should, but whatever.
You might be able to but you probably get thirded and you probably can't break beyond it. But March, I think.
Yeah, Marsh says they can't charge into the marsh. So, and so it looks like you can charge a forest hex, but you can't pursue. Right? So cavalry charge. Cavalry may not pursue retreating units into forest hexes. The pursuit stops at the forest's edge.
All right.
Whereas the brush, you
I
can
don't
go
know.
1 hex in.
Yes. But if you're
All
in
right,
the
I'm done with
forest, you're in general order, so you're thirded. So that's the difference.
Those pesky Moscow militia.
Yep, they're doing their job. They're throwing, they are a very tiny spanner in the works of the French war machine.
I'm going to send some Spanish back to deal with you.
There you go.
That's almost a fair fight. The Spanish against the Moscow militia. Let's see. Grim Harbinger says, so I do have the fun of being Benningsen at Eylau in a Kriegspiel. So I need to figure out my plan. Oh yeah, if you're Benningsen, you better figure out what you're doing. So, and Kriegspiel, I'd like to try to see if I could host one of those on the channel. Let's see. Michael Shearer says, been binging on your BAR live streams of Brandywine. I just got a copy of Brandywine and Germantown and Monmouth, and I got a copy of the Primer Guide in the mail today. Going to be reading it on my breaks at work. Cool. I think you will enjoy Bar. It's a very fun game system. It takes a lot of time to kind of figure out, but it's good. Grim Harbinger is signing out. Anyway, sleep is calling me. Yes, it's only 3 o'clock in the morning in UK right now. So, wish you all a good morning indeed. Thank you, Grim Harbinger.
So what's Kriegspell that you're talking about?
So Kriegspiel is a
Kriegspell?
Kriegspiel. Yeah, so it's the Prussians came up with it, I think, after the Napoleonic Wars. It's kind of the first wargaming type of thing. And you would kind of have a map and you'd say, okay, I've got, a certain number of artillery, infantry, this, that, whatever else, so does the opponent. And you'd then write orders saying, okay, I'm sending these guys over here and these guys over here. And then you'd have a referee who is secretly, keeping track of stuff, and he's moving the other guy's stuff, but you don't know where the other guy is until he places their pieces on the board. And so you're kind of maneuvering in the dark, waiting for...
That's cool.
Yeah. So it really sort of forces you to for want of a better word, play a little bit more cautiously. I mean, here, we have, yes, exactly. We're on a satellite, hovering above the battlefield, and we know where everything is, and we know everything that's going on. But with Kriegspiel, then you don't have that until stuff sort of appears when you're close enough to see it. So there's a game that I got.
Michael, the 6th score done.
What are you asking that?
Yeah,
Or
is Juno done moving?
Is
Yeah.
Juno done?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
Juno.
Brennan, do you want to pop down to the side room real quick?
Sure.
Ammunition,
found-
it's what, 10? 10 to start with?
What's
Or is
the
it
question?
12? The amount of ammo each gun has, it starts with 10 or 12.
I
Well-
thought they were starting with 12, with the exception of maybe some of the guard guns that have
Guard start with
More.
16.
16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
So there's this
it's one-
international. Go ahead.
Michael,
Go ahead, John.
this one skirmisher, put him just in these 2 hexes.
Yeah.
And turn him, yeah.
So there's an international Kriegspell
Society. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Is that
so
what you're
they've got-
talking about?
Yeah, I came across them on YouTube. Every now and again, YouTube will serve me up something interesting. So it had posted this this video, and so I was watching some of those. I'm like, that's really cool. But yeah, I have a game that was published, quite a while ago, that is very much like it, except you don't have a board. You've got everyone's got a map, and I think this particular game, and it's got rules for like, you're moving cores around type of a thing, but it had rules and setup for the Prussian campaign of 1806. It had the Danube campaign. Oh, then it had the Polish campaign of 1807. So you're basically Benningsen and Napoleon skirmishing there in Poland in 1807. And then it had the Austrians, their attack, there in the early part of the 1809 campaign. So we actually, have a mutual friend, Michael McAlpin, who had gotten together with a group and they had played the 1809 campaign, basically play by email.
Mm-hmm.
And so there were a bunch of guys that were playing different corps leaders in the Austrian army and the French army. And then they were moving, they'd send in they would email the referee, okay, here are my orders. I'm moving down this road, whatever. And then the other people are doing that too. And then the referee would write back saying, all's clear. You end of day, there's nothing. Or, midday or late afternoon, you hear guns off to the to the west.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big battle going on, right? And so you
Nice.
don't know anything other than, you hear artillery out there, or your cavalry has met some other cavalry and they're reporting, we bumped into cavalry, light cavalry, and and then the referee is rolling. In this particular one, there's a chart for how much intelligence you gather. So your cavalry bump into other cavalry. Well, then you roll on the chart. Do you know a lot about them? So you know what corps they're with. Maybe you get some other information about what's down the road behind the cavalry. Or you get just minimal information, or you get hardly anything at all. And so then, you're just seeing what the referee sends you, and then you're writing the next
Mitch,
set
are
of
you
orders.
moving Russian 6 at this point?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm starting with
Do you
this unit
wanna-
right up in
Do you
front.
want to do
So-
that in the game room so it'll just be quieter from the
Oh, we can be quiet. Sorry.
Oh, either way, it just,
Just
so I consolidated it as a single hex, and I'm declaring an assault here.
Wait a minute. Well. Russians aren't allowed to assault. What's going on? Where?
And I'm going to mark this.
Over here, I guess.
Ah,
I'm going to
interesting.
put the charge distance on there as a. Okay. So that was changing into column. That's 2 or 1?
One.
1.
It's one,
Okay,
but
so-
you were out in skirmish, so you had to shrink
Oh,
down this extra movement point.
Yeah.
All right, so 3. Four. Gosh, if I can move this.
Go south over the river.
Yep. 5, 6,
That's 5, 6,
7,
7.
8.
Oh, that's 7 to here.
All right, he's got 9 movement points, so 8, 9. He's still there, I guess. Yeah, because going across the Kolacha.
+2.
Yeah, +2.
Are there any special rules about assaults across the Kalacha? Can you do that?
But I'm not actually assaulting across it. I'm moving across it to get to my assault.
Oh, that's true.
Right. So there is, so for cavalry, right, there's different rules for cavalry crossing the Kalacha.
Okay, infantry.
But it does look like here, it says, well, I don't know if this applies. Let's see, 4.4.3. Melee, all units assaulting or charging across Kalacha hex sides conduct melee in disorder. Mark the assaulting or charging units with a disorder marker just prior to conducting defensive fire units. Oh, offensive or defensive fire. Units which were already in disorder do not rout due to this additional disorder.
Okay,
Now,
so I
does
don't
that
wanna-
mean it has to be the exact hex in front, or if they just crossed it during their assault move?
I
Well,
assume
that's a
that
good
that's only
question.
actually attacking across the river. Not is that they part of their movement was across the river.
Well, but part of their assault movement was across the river. You declared the assault, and at that point, they're assaulting.
Yeah, that's the way I
Yeah,
would
the
read
drums
it.
are beating, you're going
Yeah.
faster, all that stuff.
Yeah. So so that's something I don't know if you're aware of that or not, Mitch. You may want to, if you get across the Kalacha and then you launch it, but it's up to you. But yeah, it does seem to imply that crossing
You,
it during the
yeah,
course of either the charge or the assault
What
is going
rule
to
is this?
trigger this. This is in the special rules 4.4.3.
4.3.
It says all units assaulting or charging across the Kalachow hex sides conduct melee in disorder. Mark the assaulting or charging units with a disorder marker just prior to conducting offensive defensive fire. Units which were already in disorder do not rout due to this additional disorder. So, I mean, if you're
Mitch,
looking at it from
Mitch,
the point
that's
of
a
view,
guard. That's a guards battalion with high morale. You could wait till you're over the river before you.
Right. So you'd go, so it's 1, 2 there. 3, 4, 5, 6,
No, I
7.
don't. No, I do not read this rule that way at all. I mean, I'll just be straight on.
oh, okay. Well,
This is the act of assaulting.
No,
This
the
is not
act of
moving.
assaulting is declaring an assault. You are, you're beating the pasta charge or whatever it's called, and you're assaulting at that point.
All right, let's
So you
take a
guys
look
are
at the rules.
struggling through the river,
Yeah, I would think,
trying to
yes,
keep
after struggling
formation.
through the river and trying to,
Well, you're implying that there's something called assault movement, which I'm not even sure that's even a thing. Let's be clear. I don't think that's a thing. There's just movement. I don't think there's a special assault movement.
so what you're, so what is your feeling? It would be a case where if you were assaulting the guy directly across the river from you.
Yeah, literally, because that's you got the goods terrain. I mean, come on, it's classic stuff about defending behind a river. But if I'm not actually attacking you across the river, I don't think that. I mean, I'm not saying that as something special.
Well, I mean, I don't know if we kind of look at it in context with the rest of it here. It says cavalry crossing the Kalachow without crossing at a ford or a bridge, make a morale check. If they pass the morale check, then they cross with +2 movement. If they fail, the cost is +5. So that's the act of crossing the river. Cavalry charging across may not pursue units which retreat across the Kalachow. So that sounds more like they're attacking
I read
someone.
nothing that there's an assault movement, which is different than regular movement.
Yeah,
they already have
an assault movement, right?
They already have an
There is no
assault
such thing as
marker
assault
on top
movement.
of them at that point. They have an assault marker on.
But they're not assaulting across the river. They're
Yes,
moving
they
across the river.
and the way
They're
that
moving
reads,
across the river.
it just says while they're assaulting, and they're assaulting at that
They're
point.
not assaulting anybody. They're moving. They don't assault until they assault.
No, they're assaulting as soon as you declare an assault.
If there are situations
during the maneuver segments, units that wish to assault declare their intention to do so and indicate their targets.
I agree, but that doesn't mean that I'm
at the time of the assault is declared. Mark this assaulting unit with an assault marker and place a number marker under it beneath the assault marker indicating the roll to close distance.
Agreed, but that isn't assaulting. The act of assaulting is the actual assault, is the melee.
Now that's the melee. The assault is the whole move to melee.
Yeah, I think what they're trying to get across here, based on some of the other stuff they're talking about, the Kalacha was just, it seems to be a fairly significant impediment to movement. I don't know.
What's the other? It says assaulting or charging. So how about the charging case? You're
charging would be the same thing. Once you declare your charge, he's charging.
Sort of the introduction to the culture makes it sound like it's not an impediment to infantry, but to cavalry and artillery.
I mean, 16.1 talks about the assault procedure, and that's after the movement. I'm not buying this at all, to be clear.
Okay.
And if the group says I'm wrong, I'll play with what the group says, but I don't buy this for 1 second.
Mitch,
Okay.
I think you're right. I don't read it the way the group is reading it, but it certainly could be read that way. I'd go 50-50 on it.
So if a cavalry unit's in the same spot and it declares a charge from across the river, it could get across, move an additional 2 hexes, and not be disordered and attack somebody.
Yeah,
Yes.
because I mean,
But if the
that's to
cavalry-
apply. I mean, I think that just for argument's sake, this is a far more shitty situation than what I'm doing.
Yeah, no,
I mean, if I'm trying to cross the river and assault you at the same time, that's the pain in the ass that they're talking about. This
Yeah,
is not
for
the
me,
pain in the ass they're talking about.
For me, I'm just trying to think of it as a group of individuals in formation trying to cross the river while staying to the drum beat. And then, of course, that formation is going to break up. And they're not stopping to reform, they're continuing to move. So you're going to have people.
But if I just move
Broken
across
up.
the river, there is no disordering.
Mhm.
Right. And then you declare your charge from here.
It's just movement during assault. It is not assault movement. That's one of my main
Right,
points.
Yeah. I mean,
But
that's
there's no
true.
difference with the charge, right? The charge has you move, then you declare a charge and you move 5 hexes. That's a charge, right? So why wouldn't that affect the charger then?
Well, because you got to cross the river, you got to because that's going to cost you a lot of movement points unless you make that morale check and all those goodies.
Yeah,
So you're
that's
saying
true.
that it should affect the charger, but it doesn't affect the assaulter.
It
Well,
might
no.
affect the charger in the
It would
terms of the-
affect the charge in the face of, say, he was doing the same thing, right? So he
Yes.
declared the charge over here,
Right.
and he wants to go here. He's got to make a morale check, right? And if he blows the morale check, he's spent all of his charge movement points going there. He can't get
But
across
he doesn't
it.
blow that morale check. He makes that morale check. Is there any other effect on going across the river?
No, I
in the
think it's
charge.
only. I think it's fair to say it's a contested. It's where you're trying to splash across it while there's somebody on the opposite side defending it. So that seems to make
that's
more
the way I
sense.
read it. It's literally attacking across a river, which
If
in
you
all
look
games,
at the scenario special rule, 443, it says all units assaulting or fighting across the Kalachite sides conduct melee in disorder. To me, that reads like it's just the melee step itself. All the stuff that happens before it is not related to the disorder question. But I can see why you would read it that way. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Carry on with your movement.
Okay.
Mitch, which direction is the arrow and the face of that battalion pointing?
I've got it facing due west, unless you think there's a better direction.
I think it should face northwest, and I think the arrow should point at the skirmisher.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, right.
Well, he can't even attack
You're right.
the skirmisher in that formation.
Right. So,
Mitch, I think the unit should be in column, not line, and should be.
yeah,
pointing
I'm fixing
northwest.
it. I'm fixing it.
Okay.
There we go. All right. The next one is this one here, right?
Yeah, you could,
Okay.
or you could drift some of the cavalry, to open up some space.
Okay. So,
Like
Are you talking about
811. Yeah,
Alright.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and
but
keep on
go
going.
there. Don't go there. Go southwest. Okay.
We had
Which
a
way?
French chit number 11. I don't know who. Did you already move number
Here?
11?
No,
Not here.
go here.
Here. Oh, you want him here?
You're trying to open up space for this guy to run in and assault the mill.
Okay. What about this cat here?
Now, yeah,
Over
yeah,
here?
like
Here?
that's too close. You could just move the guns 3, 2, 3. Well, sorry. The cavalry should cross the stream, right? Maybe to here.
Should I put him in the village?
This guy, not yet. You don't want the village yet because it's going to block your run in. Right? Like just move him here.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. All right.
David, I sent you a message.
Now you can move the horse guns down to here and unlimber.
Yep. Should I move him over one more even here?
That's unlimbering in the skirmisher zone of control. You'll probably
okay.
get shot. Yep.
Gotcha. And then this one here?
Yeah, that one could go any place to, like here or here.
Not side by side with it?
The problem is you got to leave this hex open for your big guns to fire over everybody's heads.
Okay.
So you don't want that hex there. Although, I mean, there's enough targets down there. Probably 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, you could go there and unlimber. That's good.
All right.
Has Michael conveniently given us lots of targets? That's so nice.
Now we're talking
Just
about these guys here.
Yeah,
No, I
exactly.
do that the other way around, Eric.
Maybe here?
Let's take a look
Or
at
is that
that.
going to be in
real
your
quick.
way?
No, that's a good place. Yeah.
All right.
Here.
Oh, sorry.
Now you can make the infantry runs, right? There's 2
Yeah,
of
all
them.
right. So this guy's going to make a charge, or he's going to declare an assault or whatever. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Everybody's in the right order, shape.
Looks
was good, yeah.
exciting.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah. By the church. Just some regular.
You'll want this guy in line, though, of course, right?
Yeah. Rotate. Like that.
That looks good to me.
And what about this last cat?
You could let's think about the cavalry first, right? This regiment is a big one. Now the infantry has gotten through to its targets. So now this cavalry could come across the river probably to here, right? And it's making a morale check as it does that because it has to cross the river, right? Is it low movement or
63 is good.
Pass. Yep.
Right. Now you could skirmish up that other battalion, like maybe here or something, or here. Maybe here is better.
In the skirmish order, you said?
I think so, because you could either take a single hex or you could make it skirmish. You're wanting to leave space for people to come through. Maybe column is better here, but it's up to you. That's really up to you. Yeah.
Well, let's do skirmish because I can do it.
Yep.
Boom, done. All right. What about this 911 cavalry?
Yeah, so he can hang in the background, or you don't want him out front of the guns. He could go here-ish, or
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking right there as well. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Very
and
good.
point him south in case he needs to help out the guns to the left. It's unlikely, but
Yeah.
don't point
Yeah.
him west, point him due south. Yeah.
Boom. There we go.
Yep.
One more hex forward.
Sure.
I
You know,
think so. Then
yeah, and they're all like close to each other and so on. The one thing is, does that get him into ricochet from artillery, right? When the other one might not. It doesn't matter too much.
I could put him up on top.
Yeah, I'd keep him. I think that hex further back is probably better. This one here, you get tagged by ricochet coming through the artillery if they decide to shoot it. Whereas back here, you're kind of better off. Yep.
Okay, fair enough. All right. All right. So we've got these. All right. So then these bigger units, we're going to just bring them across to here and just to here. Is that right?
Well, you got to get out of the way of the big guns, right? So maybe here. 1, 2,
Right there.
3, or here, 7, maybe here. No.
Oh, they can't. Right? They can't move that far.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I make them getting to there if you want them.
Okay. Here.
Yeah. That. Oh. That's a huge infantry regiment. What's it doing?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about this guy.
No, I'm talking about these two. Just these two guys here. Okay. So
Oh,
those
yeah,
guys
okay.
are better.
Yeah,
You're
that's
talking
fine,
about these guys. These guys here.
I sent your note, Rick.
Right. Because
I don't know. Flip it. I guess he's gonna move and skirmish. Is that right?
yeah. If you want to skirmish him, he could go up there, kind of thing. You're leaving space for cannon.
1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Okay. And the direction.
Well, where's the enemy?
Well, I know, but there's enemy in 2 directions, brother.
Yep.
What? Show me that guy's path to get there.
Here.
Well,
Oh, sorry. Here,
Okay.
here, there.
so he started right here, right? So
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Doesn't get him quite that far.
Probably
Is it
too
not?
much. Yeah. Maybe he just hangs back here. You know, like there's no need to press forward. There's no need at all to rush. Yeah. You just need to get out of the way of the cannons is all, so that they can find out. All you got.
What about the second group then? What do you think?
Any place they're out of no longer blocking the artillery, you know. Here and skirmish or something.
Like there?
Yeah.
Cool.
Or yeah, like just so they're out of the way of the artillery. You could even go here and skirmish.
That makes more sense.
It's a traffic jam for now, but you're going to clear it out. Yeah, that's probably, you know, that's like blocking the cavalry from a countercharge. You're like, do you really want to do that?
No.
Maybe. Right. So maybe it's just like safer back there. Yeah. There's no rush. It's moving in that direction.
All right. What about these 2 guns here?
Why don't you look at the bigger guns first?
Oh, these?
These guys.
Okay. Are you thinking just like this? Like this?
Well, do you want to keep them up close to this battery here? If they fade southeast, then you've got a grand battery.
Okay. And then boom, like that.
Yeah, and then these guys, they can either stay where they are or they could come a couple hexes closer. maybe not trying to block. If they were in these two, they would be channels on both sides, right? So they could fade that away. Where you've got him now, you're completely blocking. Yeah, it's better right now. You got channels.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, just FYI, the next chit that was drawn was the Russian 4th chit.
Okay.
And so I think that's yours. And then after that is a Russian 3. So that's me out on the far end
Now,
of the
what about
universe.
Lavrov himself?
We can drop down and do
Yeah.
yours if you want.
Yeah, why don't we go do that, Rick?
I guess I got Rosen to bring up too.
yeah. Here's the thing. Rosen could probably run down here and command those guns.
Game room 1.
Okay. All right. Let's see. 3. Where is 3?
Yeah, 3 should be Stroganov's core out here at the far end of the universe.
Oh yeah, I can watch that.
Yeah. Not anything too exciting. I will try to.
That's not true.
I will try to be quick about it here, of sorts, although it sounds like I probably have some time. So we'll start with these guns that are over here. We'll get them in position and flipped.
Okay, so that's a good question for you.
Yeah.
Let's sit. I'm gonna grab one of my pieces. This guy. I can't charge that artillery, right?
Yep.
Because I can move here. Can I charge it?
You can't. You could charge if they were in this hex. You could
I
charge
could do
them.
there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why I'm
okay.
moving them back. When I saw just the shit ton of cavalry you had coming up the pike, I'm just like, okay, there's no way I can hold this off. So I got to use. I got to use the terrain to my favor.
Yeah.
And so the smart thing to do.
The only reason I asked was because it's the whole. You need to you don't have to have the points to move into the hex. You have to be adjacent to the hex.
For what, the cavalry to charge?
No, to do the assault and such.
Oh.
Because remember, in this, we don't pay to move into the hex. We just have to be adjacent to it. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, so that's the difference from 5th edition, where you've got to, be in that particular spot. So that is a difference there with those. All right. And we've got these guys can fire out through this little laser beam. 1, 2, 3. We'll move these guys over and turn them. Take this guy out of square 1, 2, 3, and he'll be here.
I promise I'm not going to charge your squares.
I mean, with this rule set, who knows what the heck would happen?
The only thing I learned with this rule set was not to charge squares in column.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, column of companies. That was pretty painful.
That was painful.
Yeah, in square, a lot of my guys are ×4. Oof. Oh, no. Those are my regular guys are ×3. It's the guard units that are ×4. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I got to shift some other people around. So I'm going to move Stroganov over here. We're going to try to get these stupid idiots to limber. So I'll move this guy here and unlimber him first. And then I will see if I can limber him up. A 5. Thank goodness I had a leader there.
I think you do.
So that's going to be 1, 2 to go, and then 7 gets him there. And
well, the leader. Did you move the leader there?
Yeah, I moved him on top of the artillery.
Just now, right?
Yeah. So.
But he ends there, right? The leader stays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Which is fine. I've got all kinds of fun stuff to do over here, and let's see. I'm going to put some people. I'm going to take some, so hopefully I'll be in better shape to slow you down. This guy is going to move.
I don't know what you're worried about.
I don't know either. Yeah, he'll stay there. This guy can move here. This guy
You
can
have
move
your
here.
Moscow militia. You're good. You're fine.
Yep. Yep, my mighty Moscow militia. They are going to make the difference. Okay. And those guys can go there.
And I can't capture that relic, huh?
No, it is pretty bogus, if you ask me. I think you should be able to capture the relic. It's like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I get like 2 extra victory points or something. I don't know.
There's a bunch of very disappointed people. So, all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We can move him here. And then these guys need to have a little bit of a reserve. So we'll take them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll put them there, 6. And then last but not least, we got these guys over here. Oh, these are really nice. They're my Platov Grenadiers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we can park them over here with their buddy. Okay. All right, we got something we can work with here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. Put him there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Well, everybody's kind of in command. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I put him there. 1, 2, 3. Nope, they're out of command. Okay, well, he'll just kind of stay there for the moment, I guess. That way, keep everybody happy. I did see your comment about, making mistakes and learning from it. I think
we're streaming, so
yeah.
I probably don't know if you want to go into all that.
Yeah, no, but I know that I'm sure I'll be making some mistakes here.
Oh, we all do. That's how you learn.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, remember Waterloo?
Oh, yeah. I remember.
Rick, I just want to tell you, that's all out of command now, and you can't do anything. Wait, what?
Wait, what? How did that happen?
They're all intermixed? What do you mean? They're all French.
Yeah. Okay.
It's classic.
It was classic. It was classic.
Well, and then you kept killing my leaders, which also great.
Yeah. Well, and you had 2 different problems. The first game, it was the command getting messed up. The second game, it was the rifles picking you off.
Yeah, it was classic.
That was pretty crazy. That was a fun game. I really enjoyed that second one more because both you and Mike were a lot more experienced.
Yeah.
And that made for...
Well, and you got to play everything too, which was nice.
Yeah, it did. The other chap was nice, but it was pretty fresh to the whole system.
Yeah.
So that made it a bit of a challenge. So, but not bad.
Well, I would love, if we played again, I would love to be on your side and be on the Allies side, because I need to learn the British command structure. I don't really know it, and it confuses me a bit when I read the rules. So
Yeah. Well, I'd be happy to do that. There was a friend of mine who used to do these play at the conferences with us. And then he got involved with a bunch of work projects and stuff like that. And we haven't seen him. So he sent me a note saying that he was hoping to come back and play a La Bataille with us this coming July.
Okay,
So,
nice.
yeah. So it'd be great to sit down and play a game with him. But yeah, we could do Waterloo again. That's always a fun one. There's stuff going on right off the mark. I mean, this one we've had so much maneuvering, and what is it? We started at 6 o'clock, and now is it 9 o'clock? Has it been 3 hours of maneuver? Or has it been 2 hours of maneuver? I can't remember.
Yeah.
But
Well, I do wonder if we played the rules normally, how things Napoleon's range is 10 and everything else. Would we be moving less and therefore things would be going faster? And stuff is releasing and all that other stuff.
I mean, we've got more stuff going on than normally you'd have. Like the Russians would only be able to move a division at a time unless you got that special roll. So there'd be a lot less going on. But even then, I mean, even when we played this before, there was a lot of stuff that was happening. It usually got to the point where with 5th edition, we'd pull the chit and then the whole French side went. And we would get through, depending on how many cavalry charges there were, we might get through the French movement in one evening, in one setting.
Right.
And then the next week we would draw the Russian chit, and then we'd spend the whole evening moving the Russians, kind of a thing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So that kind of worked. I mean, but at least, but yeah, it everything kind of then would bog down based on the cavalry charges. How many charges were happening? Okay, I think
I also found this turn interesting because we drew a lot of French units first,
right?
Which kind of gives you guys the initiative this turn to really do stuff, and we can't react to it, which I thought was interesting as I'm watching this unfold.
Yeah, it is.
At least on the west side.
Yeah, no, that is an interesting dynamic. With that outlook, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, cool.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I
sir.
think I'm good. I'm going to take the
All
marker off of him. I think everybody's more or less where they need to be. I'm probably going to have to spend at least another command point over there to get everybody finally where they need to be. So, yeah, it's been, I mean, I'm kind of playing like just a delay game, just hold you back kind of a thing for as long as possible over here. And at some point in time, I have to stand and fight.
Yeah,
and that's coming up here sooner than later. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll let the reserve guys deal with you.
Is that it? You're going to let the Poles take care of it?
There
you go. You got to give them something to do.
Exactly. If I route everything, what's the point of bringing them up, right?
They march on Moscow and prevent us from retreating. That's what happens. That's the big move there.
Right.
And poor Mike never rolls a die roll. He just great. You march off. Just keep going up the road. Take Moscow while we're here fighting.
Well, the other thing, looking at this thing, I probably would have, as soon as I saw Brennan pushing his cavalry over there on the left, I probably would have sent some of the young guard or somebody over there to help. But it's interesting. We'll see. Yeah,
it's. I mean, poor Robert is in for some unpleasantness, to put it mildly. Yeah. And I've been up against Brennan, so I understand how that feels.
Well, there's the question. It's like, hey, David, switch positions with them. You guys go at it.
Yeah, I mean it, but the part of the problem is David's already got, I presume, a plan and everything else, and then for Robert to try to switch spots, that's not easy to do. You could, though.
You're making some big assumptions, buddy. Big assumptions.
Oh, Robert's going to do just fine.
No, that's fine.
Yeah. And part of it is, I mean, as you said, that's how you learn. You know,
Yes.
David, when we went out to the Buckeye Game Fest, David and another fella were playing opposite Brennan and I at Waterloo. And so Brennan and I were playing the Allies. And the sort of stuff
Ouch.
that we did, yeah, it was pretty bad. It got to the point where the French were like, okay, that's about it. And so Brennan's like, okay, well, let's spend, you know, the rest of the day before we pack the game up. Let's talk about things and what you could do this and how this works and everything else. And so it was a great learning experience. And then David had a chance to play the Austerlitz game. He was on the same team as Brennan. So Brennan had a chance then to kind of give him instructions on how to deploy and the checkerboard and all that stuff. So that's why I think David's gotten to be much stronger player over the course of the last year or so, year and a half. Just doing that. So
yeah, and he did fine in Gettysburg.
Oh yeah,
pushing
no,
up there on that flank and stuff.
that was a lot of fun. I don't know if I'll be able to make it to Gettysburg this year, but
Yeah, me neither. I'm not sure yet.
yeah, but
Cool.
definitely going to go out to Consim. Well, let's see
Yeah,
what's going on with
I'm
everybody
committed.
else.
All right. See ya.
Yep.
Cavalry unit up there, and he'd already been charged with that. He can't reaction charge to the other one. That's how that is. That's what that's saying.
Fine, that's fine.
As soon as you declare charge, he's not charging yet. You're declaring it, and at that point, the point of declaration of charge is when he can declare a reaction charge.
That's fine. I agree with that. So Robert, you have three chances. You could opportunity charge here. You could opportunity charge again here, or after I'm going to declare the charge, and then when the charge begins, you can reaction charge if you want, or you can retreat before combat. Either one.
Okay, so if I retreat before combat and I was the target of your charge, then you could recall and choose a new target, right?
That's correct, yes.
Which is a bunch of disordered stuff.
Yes.
Which you could then melee at, well.
Pretty heavy.
You're heavy, so you could, Domage here, you could engage and you'd be doubled, and I would be halved twice.
Yep. Since you're tired as well.
Yeah.
That's pretty disastrous. It's all disastrous any way you go.
That's what I'm trying to do, is create Hobson's choices for you, where you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. That's the cavalry approach, is to work in and find those tough spots.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll react. David, you said, yeah, probably to his charge, so he's tired then after our combat.
You're going to wait until I charge.
It seems like the reasonable thing to do. If you're tired, then afterwards.
Yep.
But if he fails, then I'm halved twice. You're doubled. I'm halved just once.
Right. That's right. If you fail morale.
Fresh.
Yeah.
Which is not an automatic at this group.
Yeah, they're 22s, I guess.
But you have a leader, so it'll be a 20. Which makes it a 16.
All right. Well, we'll try that. Let's see what happens.
You're gonna wait till they charge and then react.
Yeah. So they passed. They just passed.
Okay. Good. Yep. Oh! You are going to opportunity charge them.
No.
No, it's a reaction charge.
Reaction charge.
There's no charge in progress yet. I just declared a charge.
Right, and that's what he was waiting for, you to declare the charge and reaction.
I answer. Let's see. It says reaction charges only occur during the charge subsegment of the maneuver segment.
Right.
When cavalry are conducting charge. It is not yet the charge subsegment. I just moved up and called the charge. I have to move the rest of fourth corps before the charge happens.
That's fine, but I think he's made his morale check no matter when it happens.
Yes, right. When
Right.
the time comes, he's good. Yeah. Okay. So now I can move the rest of fourth. All right.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay.
Yep. Let's see.
So that's like he's about a football field away is when you start kicking your horses into run and he just immediately kicks his into run and we meet at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, which is cool. Like I'm sure that's how cavalry action happened in real life. A lot.
I love
I'm
it.
sure.
Gorgeous.
Yep. It's gorgeous. It is gorgeous. Really. Yeah.
But because you've now charged, you're not eligible to retreat before charge because now you're the charger.
Yeah, I'm going in. The dragoons they're heavy anyway, like they weren't expecting to. Their job is to go find enemy
technically
light cavalry.
speaking, he'll be the attacker instead of you being the attacker when this all
That's
goes
correct.
down.
That's right. Yeah. Now I'm just looking for where some of my most of the rest of the corps is infantry. There's a couple of attached units, so I'm just kind of looking what they might do.
And then just FYI, the last chit that came up was the Cossacks. I think that was the
they're
last one
last.
in the cup. Yeah.
Last. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So let me think about that. Right. Mildly jammed up in there.
Do, 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 do.
Be right with you 1 second.
Well, I calculated, I'm just doing the math. These cavalry could make it all the way to there, I think.
Yeah, but they move later. I got to move the infantry first, which I'm.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, gotcha.
I had a pretty good idea of that early part of the move, but I'm not entirely sure what happened.
By the way I was doing the calculation, I think all that works. And you don't have to make the morale
Just-
check over. Yeah.
One thing I'm trying to do is avoid giving these dragoons a free move by moving up next to them or 2 hexes away from them. So,
Yeah.
And why Robert didn't turn those when he had the chance, I don't know. So
Turn where?
Well, we were talking about
these guys there, the facing they are doesn't do them any good. They should have been
why?
facing this way.
Oh. Okay.
Well, they
You
can
know,
they can
that's the
still
part about
reaction
the
charge
option.
out of that 1 hex, can't they?
Yeah, they can reaction charge out this
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
but that's
or opportunity charge, I suppose. So
Yeah, I could have done that with when Jose had his move. I didn't think
Yes.
about it.
Yeah.
That unit's going there. And square. Yeah. You have a lot of artillery. Maybe I want to stay out of their line. So that's probably part of my thinking here.
that doesn't sound very Russian.
Yeah.
What, avoiding marching into the guns? That's not a very Russian thing.
Yeah. Not very. Hang on a second.
You can use this fellow here as a shield. For the
Yeah,
attack.
let me think about that actually. Okay, let's do this a little bit. This group here will go.
Like if you have the horse, I'm not saying you run here, but if you have the horses here or
In
infantry
line.
here,
But
none of
this,
these guns
this
are good.
infantry unit is going here in line. So now this unit and
Wait,
this unit
Where did
both
he
move
where did he
up to
come
their
from?
full movement.
Where did
He
he
was
come from?
back here somewhere.
He was there. Okay. I could charge him when he comes to this hex here.
So the units that can move are this one and this one.
These
And
guys
you can
are
move them in
disordered.
either way.
They can't.
Yeah,
do
they can
anything.
still move. They can't charge, but they can move away. If they want, they can move away.
Why is it that they can move away?
They get a cavalry reaction move. Cavalry, which is not exhausted, can move away from infantry when it moves, if it's in good order at a range of 2 in the opportunity zone. Instead of an opportunity charge, you tiptoe away because you're faster.
Oh, but he's in disorder.
He's in disorder, so you have to wait till I get next to you, and then you can move.
And both of them can move.
Yeah, the idea is that, remember, like in Premier, you could roll up to some cavalry and then blast it with your infantry. With this one, it's allowing you to, like, we see a bunch of infantry coming. Oh, are we going to stand here and let them shoot us? No, we're going to run away. And so that's what this is allowing. So this is it's the only rule set other than the Maria Louise that has, I think, this option for the cavalry to pull back, and they can use up to, I think, half of their movement without becoming tired.
So in this case, 3.
They can use up less than half or less to be
Okay.
without changing their status. And
I could.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. I could move those guys, and then I could move these guys just back 1 like this.
Sure, yeah. Or you can move up to 6. You can like move them a long way. All kinds of things.
Yeah, but can they still opportunity charge if they want?
Yes.
In the turn or no?
Yeah. Sure.
And these movements don't count against anything.
Yeah, so it's once you use this, then you can. It's not like he's under a counter or a tag or something like that. So I suppose you could move him back, and then he'd be ready to do something, or you could just move him where he's at, and then he'd have the option to do something to another unit that might move into the area. Who knows?
But if he moves more than half his movement points, doesn't something happen?
Right, I think
He's
Yes,
exhausted.
he becomes tired. Or tired or exhausted.
And every time infantry shows up, he gets it again. So for example, when this battalion comes down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and goes here, now you can do it again. Now this group can move again.
But at this point, I mean, okay, before even that one moves, this one can opportunity charge here if you wanted.
That's maybe debatable because it got there while it was blocked by the disorder guy.
Yes.
I was thinking about that too.
If you, yeah,
Let's see what it says.
But couldn't the heavy cavalry charge your unit there?
which one?
This one.
Okay,
Okay.
who's going to charge?
He could charge these guys if he wanted to.
Yes, he could. He certainly could.
And this guy's movement stopped because of zone of control. So
That's correct. Yeah, you can opportunity charge him if you want to fight him.
Okay, where one? All right. As soon as this unit came here, this one could have moved.
No, because it's disordered and it doesn't have an opportunity charge zone.
It still has an opportunity charge zone. It just can't execute an opportunity charge. And it wouldn't be
Not
able
sure,
to
but it's-
because of its thing. It does say it's only if it's exhausted or PGD, it may not move. So it still has that zone.
In the reaction charge zone illustration on page 51.
Page 51.
Show me the zone of a cavalry unit in disorder formation.
There doesn't seem to be one.
But what I'm saying, that's just showing you the zones for the various formations they're in. I mean, that's kind of, it
David,
wouldn't be
my
able
read-
to move if it didn't have an opportunity charge zone.
My read on the reaction move is as follows. It's an interpretation.
Mhm.
If there's a good order cavalry unit in column or line, it's pointing some direction. If you move 2 hexes away from it, but within its opportunity zone, the cavalry can reaction move. But if you look at the green cavalry unit in the upper left corner of that diagram, its opportunity zone is covered arc forward, whereas to the flanks, it doesn't really have one. So if infantry is moving at a range of 2, but
This-
outside that covered arc,
But what I'm
the
saying,
cavalry. Do
okay,
you mind if I finish? Do you
yeah,
mind if I finish? So at a range of 2, but outside the zone, that line cavalry would not be able to reaction move. However, if the approaching infantry moves adjacent, then the green cavalry could move, even if you're outside the zone. And my interpretation would be that disordered cavalry, because it can't opportunity charge, probably behaves like good order cavalry when the move is outside its zone. That is, say, when you're adjacent, it can react, but when you're out,
Where's that?
Probably, that's in how a reaction move works.
where is where is it adjacent?
When it moved, like it moved up.
When
to
are
the
you,
side.
where are you showing them? Because the only
19,
move I see
19,
where it can move is the reaction move. And it says very
Okay.
explicitly, cavalry is not in a zone of influence of enemy, is not exhausted, and is not PGD. They're not eligible to opportunity charge because they're not exhausted, and but they are disordered, but they're not exhausted and they're not PGD. So that means they're eligible to reaction move. They may
Yeah.
move up to their full movement potential when an enemy or infantry or artillery unit voluntarily attempts to expend movement within its opportunity charge zone
Or attempts to
or
move
attempts to move
adjacent.
adjacent.
Right. So it doesn't have an
Those are
opportunity.
ors.
Yeah, it doesn't have an opportunity charge zone because it's disordered, right? So we know that's the case. So it can't opportunity charge. But when you attempt to move adjacent, so that's when you move adjacent to it, that's then when it could move, which is, I think, what we did.
Well, but it is the intention to move adjacent. It is not the actual moving of adjacency.
Well, we're thinking about moving adjacent. I guess so attempting to move adjacent would be.
Well, it's the announcing of his intention to move adjacent, 1919-1 for a sentence.
Okay.
The reason that that's important is that it doesn't get opportunity fire on the.
Right.
And
Right.
then you stop moving and then you do your thing.
That's right.
Yep.
And then Brennan can keep moving.
Yeah.
Or this, yes. Yeah, because otherwise the infantry would move adjacent and you moved away and they get an opportunity shot at you for moving away. This allows you then to move away while they're coming into that hex. If we're looking at it from a procedural order sort of point of view. So, okay, cool. That all seems to make sense.
There's no opportunity fire.
Correct. There's no opportunity fire because the cavalry bugged out as you were moving into that hex.
But
Right.
if they move out, then the intention to move into it is no longer required.
Right.
Right.
It's out of range.
Yeah.
Okay. David, are you cool with that, or do you want to talk to everyone?
I don't know what are you saying is the result here?
The result would be that for good order cavalry, when infantry moves within its opportunity charge zone at a range of 2 or a range of 1, the good order cavalry can move away, can react and move. For disordered cavalry or good order cavalry, where the approach is made outside the opportunity zone, then you can only do it when the move becomes adjacent, not at a range of 2.
So the only thing that I would question on that is it seems to indicate here that when enemy infantry or artillery voluntarily attempts to expend movement points within the opportunity charge zone, and so how far is that out? Is that 2 hexes out or 3 hexes?
Opportunity is 2.
2.
Okay, 2 hexes. Okay, yeah, because it didn't specify. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, that all makes sense.
See, yeah, it doesn't, because that's not what it actually says in the procedure to me.
The question that's fuzzy is, what is the opportunity charge zone of a disordered cavalry? That's the question that's fuzzy.
The charge zone still exists, whether to me, whether they could charge or not.
Show us the charge zone, the opportunity charge zone of a on diagram 1972 or whatever the stock page one of a cavalry unit in disorder formation.
Okay, I see what you're saying there.
Can't be in
but-
column.
Well, if you're in disorder, you have an all-around facing, right? So that's that's what the hex facing is based on an earlier rule about.
But when you're in disorder, you don't actually have a facing.
Well, every
Yeah,
facing is a front facing, right?
but
You have
don't
an
a
all-around facing.
forward-facing zone that you can draw your triangle out of.
Right. It's not like anything that's displayed here in that diagram.
I think it's fuzzy. We could roll a die on it. I mean,
now even okay. So let's just say okay. I'll go with that. It doesn't have a charge zone, so it can't do that. So you moved adjacent.
We made the.
So you
said
made
the
the,
intent.
so you
intention.
made, first, you know, it says, because it says, all right, to expend, moving player ceases moving and the then, okay, so he announces his intention to move adjacent.
And
Moving
now's your time
players,
to do it.
you cease moving, and the reacting player then conducts his reaction move. So then that would happen. So he's still out here. He's made his thing. I'm going to move adjacent. I'm going to move in the at that point. His reaction move then commences.
I
And
agree
then
with
when
that,
he finally moves into there, this one could then opportunity charge.
or reaction, could do both. I agree.
Or reaction.
You can do either one. Yeah. So now, before this battalion moves, this cavalry regiment can now either opportunity charge or reaction move.
Against this unit?
Yes.
Okay.
And
I'll put this guy back where he was.
Okay. Okay, before you move that one, and then.
all right. So and I want to
This
check
one
one
needs
other.
to-
So
we're
you would
saying-
opportunity
we're
charge him
saying
when
that-
he moved into that hex, is what you're saying.
So we're
Right.
saying is my guy
But he
was
had no
here.
path. But he had no path at that moment.
He has the path now. He had
Now he does.
path
Now he
now.
So the sword unit cleared out. Now he's got a path.
Okay, so this guy was here. This guy then, to get those rules straight, he moved and you say, oh, I'm going to expend a movement point to come within your range. And then I decide what I want to do. I moved back here.
Correct.
Now, wait a second. Now, if you move then, you're moving disordered through ordered.
Which doesn't do anything.
This guy moved first, then this guy moved. So he went through here like this, and then this guy moved.
Yeah, that stack of
Disordered through
dragoons.
order.
The stack of dragoons moved second, right?
Yeah.
So the dragoons weren't there.
Dragoons were
Here.
Yeah.
And as soon as he declared into there, they're next to him, they can make their reaction move.
So they reaction move
So
back
as
one.
soon as this one declared that, they both can make their reaction move.
Right, which they did. And then the back stack under Guillaume, now I've moved in, now it can do something. Now this stack can either opportunity charge or reaction move or do nothing.
Okay. So I'll opportunity charge.
Great.
Yeah, so I have a +4. I'm not sure what this guy's. But he's written in 20s.
roll your dice, move your mice.
21.
Got to roll. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to roll to stand, which I have to do. I stood. Okay, so now I'm going to shoot at you, which is
Do we do this in this phase, or do we wait until
opportunity charge happens immediately?
they happen immediately? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
This is
So I have
procedure
24
19.1.2.
versus your 9 or 8. What's the fire defensive cavalry in line?
Cavalry in line. Good question. Is it French cavalry or Russian cavalry? I'm joking.
It's French. It's French. It must be 42.
It's 8.
It's 8. I think
Yeah.
it's 8. It's
Yeah.
8.
It's 8. Yeah.
Right, so I have 3 to 1. 3 to 1 is a hit.
So 3 to 1. So 5. So you have 5 increments there, and times. Oh, they're grenadiers, so it's times 4.
You got to take a morale check for the hit. Oh no, you don't. It's going to affect the battle. Okay, good. So yeah, I have 10 melee strength.
Okay, so did I take a hit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
And then I
no
have to
morale
make
check.
a round. Okay.
Don't have to make a morale check.
So how did you have a 3 to 1? These guys are worth 4 points each.
3.
So that's 15 to 8. So that's.
No, it's not 15. It should be. They only have 4 in line that are firing out.
So that's 12.
12 double for melee fire.
How are they double?
Because that's the procedure for the so if they pass
In
their
melee.
morale check, then
Uh-huh.
their fire value is doubled. So it's 24 to 8, which is 3 to 1. And then
It's the
he
effective
rolls to
fire.
see if there's anything on the chart as
Column
far
chart.
as column chart. He rolled a 3, which means nothing shifts.
Gotcha.
So the same procedure that we do for the infantry assaults is
Mhm.
replicated with the cavalry charges. So if you
Okay,
stand to
I
fight,
didn't remember
yeah,
that. Okay.
that's okay.
Okay. So
The
then,
benefit of the opportunity charge is you stop the infantry, it has to roll to stand because it's right next to it, so sometimes they disorder or rout. Okay,
right.
now you
Okay.
check your melee strength. Yeah,
Okay. So they're what's that?
15.
Okay, hold on. It looks like 18.
Yeah, but they
Well,
lost one, so they're basically 3 for each increment.
Oh, okay. I can see now.
Yeah.
Okay. So 15 to 10, you said you have?
yeah, you're also halved because it's a short range charge.
Halved?
Yes.
Cavalry charging infantry at short range, cavalry charging infantry or artillery at short range is halved.
Okay. All right. Too many modifiers. So that would be then 8 to 10.
Yep.
8 to 10. Where's the
So we are on 1 to 1.5, and you're going to have a -6 on your roll for the thing, but a +4 for your leader,
4.
so a -2 altogether.
Now, why do I have a -6?
Because you took a
Guys
hit
took a lot.
during the defensive fire phase. So
This game has definitely too many rolls.
yeah,
Totally agree.
yeah.
I would
Once you
tear
know
half
them,
of them out. Okay.
we all agree. Once you know them, they're interesting, but there's a whole lot of them.
Yeah.
They do make sense. They all make sense.
Yeah,
But
no,
there's
I
an
can
awful
see.
lot.
Okay, so
Just-
I have a -2 on 1 to 1.5.
That's correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So just roll a 66 and you'll be fine.
A 44 becomes a 42.
42.
So that
Just
is a
math.
blank.
So that's a
Uh,
bounce.
So I lose 1 in the bounce, right? And I
But I thought isn't bouncing only for cavalry?
I have no idea.
I have no
Bounce is
idea
cavalry
either.
with a blank result.
Well, I
It's
don't.
not cav,
There's
it's cavalry and
there's
enemy.
no explanation part for the table. I don't see where is the. Usually on this, there's a second page with the melee chart that says, "Oh, but that's Premier."
Yeah. That's the one thing that was really nice about the premieres, the melee matrix.
Oh, it is all, yeah, so it's
Yeah.
a bounce, so it's just one step.
Cavalry bounce, cavalry
Robert, the
either
melee results are described on page 31.
bounce.
Okay.
If both the attacker are cavalry and both bounce from each bounce lose 1 increment. 1/3. If doesn't tell what it doesn't describe bouncing against infantry.
It just, yeah, it doesn't matter, it's either, it's involved in melee.
Seed.
And if we were both cavalry, we would both bounce.
Right. So his infantry doesn't bounce?
No, infantry doesn't bounce. And that's why you have to take the hit, because it's not simultaneously leaving the hex.
Okay, so I don't even see that on here.
I'm trying to find out. That's the only thing that's
The bounce rule,
19.9.3.
47, last paragraph.
47.
We all need to have lawyers to look up the rules while we're doing other things.
Michael has talked about doing some rewrites just so we could.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
clearer-
I
Yes,
think
indeed.
I think the best solution for this is to play it a few times and get the rules in our heads. Then we'll be good at it.
Yeah, that's true.
The reason it's
I
slow
think
is
part
we're
of the
still
fun is
all getting.
sorting through all this too, though, to a degree.
It actually, it all makes a lot of sense. If you accept it for what it is, it makes plenty of sense. But it is different.
Okay, so it sounds
Those
like
two
they
trees
take a
together.
loss and then they have to retreat
back
back,
a third.
a
A
third.
third of their movement points, yeah.
Yep, and then what happens?
Make a
Take
morale
another
check.
morale check.
And then they are marked as disordered, or yes, if they pass their morale check, they're marked as disordered. And if they fail,
And they
rout.
charged and they fought, so it's exhausted.
Tired, not a full
No,
charge.
they're
Tired.
only tired.
Yeah.
So they go back 1, 2, 3 hexes, take a second hit. Here with Guillaume. Take a second hit and then make a morale check.
Now, I thought though that a something that charges, that's
22.
tired.
Nope,
Something you melee, that's exhausted.
nope. It's
Full
only
charge.
it's
So
only a
they
full
charge.
charge.
But didn't you charge?
Nope, but the opportunity charge.
Yeah,
And
opportunity
the-
charge and reaction
full
charge, I don't think cause you to get tired. Only the melee does. So if
Charge
you
light. That's a charge light.
Okay.
And then oh wait, I gotta get a
disorder marker and a tired marker.
Robert, you bounce 5 movement points.
1, 2, 3. Oh, I can't go into the brush. It's 4.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it could go back.
well, he doesn't go
Like
half his movement.
here?
He just goes. Does he go half his movement back when he
You're the
bounces?
third.
A
Third's
third.
probably 5. Yeah.
So he'd be back here then.
Yep.
That's right. And tired now.
Okay. I gotta
Okay.
find it. Tired marker.
Next unit moving is this infantry battalion. It's gonna go 1, 2, 3 to here, form line, and move here. Now, this unit
Oh, wait,
can.
1 second. Where are the tired markers?
Here, I found one there. It's
Oh, here, tired French. Oh,
yeah.
you found one?
I did, yeah.
There you go.
And you might be able to like right click on the unit and then go to
Control
where it
T.
says or control T will put a
Control P. Control P for time.
yep.
Control T? Oh,
Yep.
okay. Okay. I'll try
And
to
control U would put an exhausted marker on it.
Okay. Now you move that other guy next to my infantry there. Okay.
Mhm. Now, this unit can either opportunity charge or reaction move.
You can't move any more forward, right?
Nope.
And you can't move anything through those units. I'll just leave them there. That's fine.
Okay. This unit will move. It's going to move down here, go here, and move here in line. Maybe it'll even go here. I don't know about this refusing stuff. It doesn't always work very well. I've lost a lot of flanks. Maybe he'll stay here. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Looks
That was them. Now I'll keep moving infantry. That was the front line infantry. Now we'll move the guys from the back. 1, 2, 3. Take that back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. And he'll square. Now. Yeah, I'm looking for ways to maintain a checkerboard without messing up all my routes for everybody else to move through. Okay, 2, 3. The division commander is going to end up somewhere like here, I guess. Now I have to move the units so that they end up in command. That's what I do. I set an artillery battery back there somewhere, but maybe it's not going to have any targets. Okay. So it goes. All right. I have 3 skirmishers up here. They're fast. I got to figure out something to do with them. Without messing up opportunities for everybody else. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5. The checkerboard is usually the answer. 2, 4. 7 there. I don't know what to do. Okay. I'll use a heavier duty battalion to do that. These guys will stay stacked for now. Are they the same regiment? They are. That. No, they're not. That's bizarre. Okay. Where are they going to go? Like, I don't need them at the front so badly that they get in the way of everything else that's happening, is the thing. Okay, I'll go over here. Nah. This regiment will go. The Cossacks are moving next, so I'm going to free up some checkerboard space. He'll go there. He's going to need an ADC because he's out of command. So he'll go there. Okay. Division's here. So far, so good. So that more or less gets the division. It's in control. All right, let's look over here. Oh. Think about that. Okay. That's a lot of firepower you end up there. Better to stay clear of it if we can. My Cossack's part of the core. I'm mostly moving the other infantry division over here now. This guy will move back 1 to here. Back 2 to here, declare an assault at a range of 4. And he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. This battalion up here is going, and he's assaulting, of course, the square. Right? It's clear. This battalion here is going to declare an assault at a range of 2, 4, 5. And he's going to go here and displace the skirmisher with the pas de charge. Skirmisher disorder. Right, close enough. We'll just see what happens. Okay, and the rest of that regiment needs to square up somewhere. This 4th artillery battery will move 3, 4, 5, 6 and unlimber. Tolstoy has 2, 4, 6, 8. He's got enough. He's got over there. He's 2, 4. Come back to here. Right. Okay.
You've got 2 division leaders with the same name.
They're all brothers.
Yeah.
There's 3. There's 3 of them.
Oh, wow. I'm like, wait, is that a duplicate counter? Nope. Back met the first, back met the second.
That pretty much does it for the 4th Corps. Now we do the cavalry charge. So you reaction charge with there.
Oh, okay. We do that now, or we do that now, or at the end of the.
I think we do it now.
Okay.
Yeah, because I charge you. Like I finished moving, so now
What
now I
is
charge.
what move are you moving?
Number 4.
Fourth Corps?
Yeah.
This cavalry unit is not part of the Fourth Corps.
It's attached, he said.
Yeah.
It's part of the center wing. Is that?
No, it's not part of the center wing. It's headquarters escort. That's.
See, headquarters. No, 8. KD. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to find all these guys over here.
Yeah, that's all right. We have the same problem.
Yeah, this.
That's the problem. They're all wearing
Got it.
green.
Are we good? So
Yep.
now you attack. I have 52, of which 26 is doubled. So that's another 26. 78. And the whole thing is times 1.5. I have about 113.
Wow, how do you get that down? So
it's heavy cavalry against light.
So it's doubled ones.
Yeah. Half of it is on your wing on the flank, so that half is doubled again.
Okay.
Well, it does say
And
when they reaction, they turn to face each other.
Oh, that's good. I don't believe that it does. I believe it says the
maybe it has to be in double line to do that, but
the attacking unit. The attacking unit does. The reacting unit stays in its arc.
I think that I think that they face each other.
I disagree.
Let's see. We're this is the procedure for this is reaction charge.
Yep.
Reaction charge.
Which I think was on page 50.
Yep.
So in 19.7.2 procedure, reaction, the charging cavalry must change facing charging cavalry if necessary. Reacting cavalry may only change facing if they're wheeling.
So, yeah.
Okay, so I've got only 15 points, so it's just all the way
1 to
up.
3. Yeah.
1 to 3 with the leader, which is he adds 2.
Yeah. 1 to 3 with a +2.
1 to 3 with a +2.
42 becomes a 44. That's
Oh,
going
my
to be
goodness.
a bounce.
Oh, we both bounced.
So they both take
Oh,
a
well
loss and bounce back.
That was great.
Well, and you passed yours.
And I have to make a morale check?
Yep.
Yeah, they should be fine. Yeah, they're 22. So. Okay, so I lose 1 increment.
Yep. And then they're going to go back approximately 5 movement points.
Okay. One, two.
Does the infantry shoot at them? No, it's involuntary.
Yeah, bounce is involuntary. If it would have been the movement afterwards, then yeah.
Yep. Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Could they stack with this other disordered stuff or no?
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna go up they got to move away from the closest units, so they got to move up there first.
And that
Right.
takes all their movement.
And that's
That takes
all
all
the
their
movement.
movement
That
points.
takes 5 movement points to do that.
Okay. And then they're disordered?
Correct.
Fired and disordered. Yep.
And his will be exhausted and disordered.
Well, that was pretty miraculous.
That was
I thought they were going to get annihilated.
one of the reasons to do the reaction charge is if they hadn't reaction charged, they would have gotten up. Then it'd be 5.
Yeah, because then it would have been on the 5-to-1 chart. Yeah.
Okay, and then what is it you said? Control T?
Yeah, Control T on the cavalry. So you need to select the cavalry unit, and then you hit the Control T.
Oh, there you go.
And then flip it.
Flip what? The cavalry counter?
Oh well, you're only tired. Never mind. You're not exhausted.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and if you want to go straight to the exhausted, you press Control U. And it generates an exhausted marker. Or you can right-click on the unit and then select it as well. So, and then last but not least, you just need to move Orano back to that hex, because I think he was in that hex.
Oh, yeah, I accidentally. All right.
Oh, fun. All right. So now the last move was the Cossacks.
Yep, all kinds of crazy.
So
you know.
where is these units commander?
He's underneath Platov.
Okay. All right. I was looking for that. So this one's actually out of command then.
Tell me more. He's a 5th Cossack.
Oh, and his commander is. Well, there's supposed to be There's 4 first Cossacks.
Yeah, they're all really.
The fourth
Cossacks
one?
are really jumbled. I think they're all in command. Okay, let's see.
That leader saved your bacon on 2 events. I mean, just on the cutting edge.
Yeah. True. Yeah, morale
just-
checks.
Both would have been disastrous otherwise. Although 82 is not much worse than bounce.
This Cossack is gonna go here. Like that. He came through this away.
Where's the 4th one of those?
Did the Dragoons lose a unit? They
he's down here.
They don't lose a unit, the Dragoons?
They should,
okay.
yeah.
They did.
All right.
These guys
So-
did
Is
save
one
us.
here?
No, that's not the one.
Here?
His is up here.
Oh.
They're up here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, if I click on it, it should lose an increment.
No, but that's
So-
not the unit
No,
that
I'm just
attacked you.
joking.
Yeah.
I do contend that this one is still out of command.
His
Because
commander is
that guy there,
yeah.
and
Oh, he's
these
got a commander
block the
into 3.
command. You're not within 3 of there.
Great. Cool.
You can't trace command through other units?
Nope, and then you can't trace it through another.
You can't
like
trace it through
regiment.
another command. So if you had like a division jumbled up and your commander had intervening units from an intervening division between himself and a battalion. That battalion you couldn't trace command through that other division's units to reach him.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I try to keep the zones of operation of different divisions pretty separate, so that they don't tangle up. David, good catch. Okay, this Cossack will go on. Up at top 13. 14, 15, 16. And try to charge. He charged.
He can go through the square?
He went through the dragoons.
Okay.
The cavalry goes through cavalry. It can only charge through a square. It can't move through a square, which is a lot. Okay.
Okay, I can't do
Let's-
anything with Viata, so he's not in my charge zone.
Yes, he's in line and he has an extended charge zone. Because he's less than he's 4 increments or less.
So he can go all kinds of different ways.
Yep.
Like, for example, let's say this guy charges him, you could reaction charge.
Where did this guy come from? This one. I didn't see you move this way.
He was over here. He went this way. He's a flanker. He's just like there to cause trouble.
Well, how
Not to do
he was
anything.
out of command. How could he do that?
Tell me, let's figure that out also.
Well, his commander's under Platov.
Right. I think he
Right.
started.
No, he was
here.
right there. Yeah, he started there.
Started there in a column.
Oh, I thought you just said he was over here. Okay. No, you were
That was the other one.
okay. Yeah, the other one's over there, right? That's why.
That was the other one.
Okay.
Okay, so that guy's charging. That's useful. Okay. This one, well, it's gonna go here, here. Let's see, that's 1, 2. Plus 10, 12. Now it's gonna cross the river here. That cost 15. You could opportunity charge it if you want.
No, that's okay.
Well,
Okay,
let's think about it a minute here. What?
He can't. You only have 1 point left, right? So you can't charge.
Yeah, but
You
but
can't
when he
charge.
declares a charge, he gets 5 more.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But you have the other charge coming in on the other side.
Hobson's choice.
Yeah, I know. All you've given me all night.
I mean,
You're French. Just charge. Just charge. Charge early, charge often. It's served you well so far.
Yeah, but if I charge,
Wait.
well,
Yeah.
Or you can just wait and see what he does.
yeah, because
He still has to pass a morale check to initiate a charge anyway.
and he doesn't have enough movement to go up the hill, so he's there. So he has to declare a charge now. You'd have to declare a charge then, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So at this point in time, you'd say, I'm not going to opportunity charge you. And then he would either choose to conduct a charge or not. Or you could say, I'm going to opportunity charge you, and then you roll. So you have to make that decision first, and then he'll make his
Right.
decision.
No,
next.
I'll
Yeah.
because then I can, if he declares a charge, then I can charge.
Yes, you
can
could
add
reaction charge him too. So you could
Yeah,
wait
yeah.
until he
Well, I'd rather do that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, did you ever roll for this one then?
Yes, he did. If you
Yeah,
look up
yeah.
there, he rolled a 44 for them.
And they okay. All
Yeah.
right, I didn't see
Oh, cool.
that. Okay.
Alrighty, let me think here. This unit will go here.
Well, you have to have declared a charge.
Oh, did I run out of movement? Was that
Yeah.
15 to
Yeah.
hit? Or what?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
gonna.
Alright, he'll
okay.
charge. He'll try to charge. He charges.
Okay.
Yeah, he charges. That's charging. Next, next, this unit will go here. One, oh no, that's way down in movement points. Somebody else will try this. 2 plus. He probably can't do anything. 1, 2. 2 plus.
That's 11.
Oh,
Just one.
I'll go here.
That's 13.
Here. And try to charge. But you failed. Okay. So let me see about any of the rest of the Cossacks and then work on, and then they're so complicated for command. That's the third. That's also the third. So their commander should be down here. And I don't want to get them mixed up anymore. It should be there. That's disordered but not tired. So it will actually go here. And Denisov will come on top of it and try to help with the morale. You can do it. And he'll come out of the orchard, which he doesn't like. He's disordered. His movement is 8. Close enough. Okay. I'll go here. That's a third. Roughly. Okay.
Quick
Second
question. What is the morale check to initiate a charge? Wow.
Cossacks have to do with the charge.
Oh,
Yeah.
special
Regular
Cossack roll.
regular cavalry can, and the elite Cossack can, but all the other regular Cossacks, you have to make a morale check to.
Special rule. Okay,
Yes.
gotcha. I was like, where is this coming from? I was like, why do they have to make?
2, 4, 6.
Now, did this one make his check?
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
Yeah, he did.
is that the 33?
Correct.
Okay. And I assume he passed.
Yes.
He's got 21 morale. That's a fairly good Cossack.
Ah,
There's a few decent ones out there that haven't raided the wine cellars of Borodino yet.
Yeah.
One.
More likely vodka.
Yes.
And that one still hasn't moved. Let me think about him. They're all in range. He's kind of happy where he was. Okay, let's stay there. Great. It is the charge movement phase. This Cossack, so I'm done moving the group, and this one will charge first. It's going to charge Bilata. That moves here.
So now you can, well, I think he can roll reaction before you even move, but
He can.
Sure, yeah,
but,
although I would occupy. You can react and then I can, but I would take the hex in any case. So this is where they're.
okay. So if,
Okay, let me roll for this guy then.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's my combat roll too.
Yep.
So what's the what are we looking at here odds wise?
My combat strength is 42.
Do you do all your moves first and then do the combat?
No,
or do you-
Yes, you're right, I do. Actually, that's correct. Yeah, I do. Okay. And then this one here is going to charge in this direction. One.
he has to stop here, doesn't he? Because it's an Ezok.
Is it?
Yeah, because he's got the extended one.
He has an extended reaction zone. I don't think he has an extended
Zone of influence?
zone of control.
I think we're
Okay.
setting a record for looking up rules today.
This group could reaction charge if it wanted again.
They're disordered. They can't, right?
This group down here.
Oh, the heavy cavalry.
I'm trying to offer you a Hobson's choice. You can certainly stomp that Cossack with a reaction charge, but you will travel through. No, you won't even travel through the firepower zone. So instead of that, because I'll come and react to you if you accept that I won't because I'm in a zone of control. So I'll do that. Yeah.
Now, did you check the rules for zone of control? Is that right?
Well, he's in Villata is in line formation pointing forward.
Right. Okay. So you're charging through his flank.
That's right.
Yep.
And normally, if he weren't being charged and he'd reaction charge himself, he could flip, he could take a morale check, flip into column and so on. But it's not a zone of control, it's a reaction zone.
Right.
Slightly different.
So I can't do anything about that. So no.
You say you could countercharge here if you wanted.
No, I don't want to. No.
Okay. Good. Then it's melee. You get one and I get one. I guess I'm supposed to go
Didn't
first.
you have a third when you were charging?
Yeah, but they failed.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So you tell me your strength here and I'll tell you mine. Mine is 14.
And I would be halved, right?
You'd be quartered. You're disordered and you're tired. So whatever you've got.
And you didn't react, so it's halved 3 times in a row.
I couldn't have reacted anyways, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so you're halved. Yeah, that's right.
So this one has 4 increments, so 6, 5. So that's like 4. And then these guys are each probably. That's 17.
Plus 4 is 21.
21, and then 31, 35. And so that's half twice.
Good times.
So it's half 3 times.
Oh,
So what did we
31.
Basically a rounds to 4.
4?
So it's 3 to 1 attack.
3 to 1?
You have a leader?
Yeah, he's worth 1. So it's a 25.
Bounce.
It's a bounce. It's a bounce. So we lose one more off this top guy. Now, do they make another morale check?
They will at,
Yeah.
at the end of the bounce, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, but they only will go back, what, 1 hex, right?
Well, they're going to go back a third of their movement, and their movement is at half because they are
Tired.
right. So their
So it's like
movement
5.
is 7, right?
So they can just move 1 hex, basically, in here, right?
Yep.
Rush is 4, so they can just go, they would go right here. So they can't go in the woods, right?
I mean, the woods are even
Forest
more. There's
is
7,
7.
I think. Yeah. So they would go into the brush.
Okay, and then they make a morale check, right?
Yeah.
Okay, they're happy. So they just remain disordered?
And
Yep.
they're exhausted.
No,
Yeah.
they're on. Oh, well, they were tired already. Okay,
Yeah.
so they're tired. They're exhausted now. Yep.
How about your guys? Did they pass their morale check?
You're right. They failed the morale check and bound on the bouncing.
And then they went over somebody, and that guy made his morale check.
No, that was a strange double mouse hit
Oh.
on my. They went through here, so.
Oh, okay.
So where are they? Oh, they're back. They're back here.
They're back in the rear someplace. Okay, now it's your attack on Vilata.
So I'm attacking here. I'm in line. So I got 17.
Well, you've got 4,
then it
6,
was a-
2/3 of 17.
Because it's only 4 increments. Oh, so it works just like
Yep. Yep.
Infantry.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Oops. Oh, they've already lost 2.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
So they've only got 2/3. So just think that there's. So let's say
12.
it's
Basically 12.
18.
It
Yeah,
rounds
it's
to
12.
12.
Yeah.
Okay, so 12 to what do you have?
42.
22?
42.
42. Oh, because you're in a line there.
And 2 hexes, yeah.
So that's
24.
1
Okay.
to 3. 1 to 3, and my leader adds in 2.
Yep.
Oh,
That was an awesome roll.
There you go. So that is at 1 to 3. That's a DD2.
That was super.
DD3.
Bravo.
It's a
At one-
DD3.
Oh, am I looking at the wrong chart? This is the new
65
one I
with
printed
a-
out. At 1 to,
DD2.
it's at
Oh,
1
mine
to 3,
says
right?
DD3, but this is I don't know, PDF one you sent me.
Well, there's a firefight column, but then there's the 1 to 3.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the wrong one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the firefight. I even forgot what the firefight thing means.
That's if you got a blank result with infantry, and then you stuck around and wanted to fight another round of
Oh,
combat.
round, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and Viata, he loses another one
Yeah.
in the
I don't
combat?
think he
No,
does.
he doesn't
No,
lose
no.
anybody, but he's going to be
He won.
tired. And then can
was
he relocate himself somehow?
First, he takes the hex.
Right.
So take this one.
Okay, so he moves
Then
here,
you're disordered.
and then I'm disordered
Yep.
And tired.
and tired.
Well, the tired doesn't go on
The
yet.
tired's going to go on after he completes his potentially his
Regroup.
regroup movement. Yeah.
Now you get 5 movement points to regroup.
So I could
So you basically can move him back, I guess, what, 1 hex?
Well, if he goes there, I mean, regroup is voluntary movement, so that can trigger reaction.
Oh yeah, you got that infantry there.
Right, which is why I said don't go into this hex, because now he could have triggered an opportunity reaction from them. But right now he's
So
out of the opportunity charge zone of that. So actually, I would actually even consider going back this way and turning and facing this hex. Well, they're disordered. It doesn't matter. They're all around facing. But
just go back 2.
or if you want to go back, let's see.
I can't go back.
You can't go any further. It costs 4 to go into the brush for the
Right.
cavalry.
The other thing would be it's 2 + 2 down the slope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because so he could go 1, 2, 3, 4. You could actually go there too. Would be the other option. So
stick to there. I'll stick to where it is.
yep.
Okay, and then I need a. Oops.
Now,
There.
yep. Do that.
Oops.
So Robert, do you know how to double click the stack and expand it, and then just click on the one part that you want in it?
Oh, and then you can click down. Oh, I see.
Yeah, that way you don't have to unstack it and then restack it.
Right.
I forgot about that.
All right.
All right.
Interesting.
Cool. Once again, those French cavalry show their mettle. All right, so we got through all the moves. We're about 3 hours into this adventure.
I'm for stopping. It's getting late.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock here. I'm sure it's even later out on the rest of the universe.
Yeah, it's 1 o'clock for me. So
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and Brennan.
So we still have fire combat to finish up, and then
Yep.
assaults,
And recovery,
and then recoveries, and then we'll be done with the 9 o'clock turn. So I guess we will wait until that happens. So next week.
yeah, sounds
Yep.
good to me.
All right. Make sure you guys hit the
Let me say.
save button.
Hit the like button. Right?
Yeah,
Oh.
hit the like
hit
and,
the like.
like and subscribe button.
Subscribe.
Yeah, and if you guys haven't checked out yet, Brennan had translated a poem about the Battle of Borodino and sent it to me a while back.
Oh yeah, it's
And-
great.
Yeah.
And so I posted that a day or so ago. So my son James read part of it, and I read part of it, and then I found a bunch of pictures and stuff to go with it. So it turned out pretty good, I think.
In the Soviet
That was a
Union,
really fun piece of fusion artwork with the video and the images and Lermontov's original poem. And
Yeah, it turned out pretty nice. So, and it was I don't know if everyone knows Mark Ruggiero. He was going to play this battle with us. He's fighting against pancreatic cancer. He's about the same age I am. I think he's 58, and he's been dealing with this diagnosis for about 2 years now, but he's facing it with fortitude and a positive attitude and everything else. And so for so many of us, he's been around for a long time in the wargaming community, and just a really great guy. But he's provided a certain level of inspiration for so many of us who are, somewhere down the line, it's going to be us who've got some sort of terminal XYZ. And he's providing a great example of, how to, deal with something like this, and with dignity and courage. So I thought it appropriate to dedicate the video to him. So that's, if you guys haven't had a chance to watch it yet, please do, and let me know what your opinion is. And I don't know that I'm going to do too much other poetry, but I was thinking of doing some more historic stuff. Maybe doing some shorts looking at, uniforms, or reading little bits and pieces from Swords Around a Throne that might be amusing. So might just be something else to spice up the channel with.
Right on.
Cool. All right. Well, I guess we'll see everyone's happy, smiling virtual faces next week.
All right.
Yeah, gentlemen.
Okay.